So try and make an impact with this last chance.
Sam Ficken kicks off. Cairo Santos warmed up, but it's Ficken. A familiar name under center for the Titans. That's Matt Castle. And off, and they test the right side of the Chiefs' defensive line. On the right side for the Titans. Just short of a first down here. Motion, but no flags. Pierre Lewis again at the point of attack. All three plays have been runs. The trade for DJ Alexander. Play fake. Castle. But Jones almost got a hand on it at the line, and then Acker makes the stop. On the run, out of the I backfield. On the left side, Kevin Pierre Lewis in there again. Well, it's the Titans into 3rd and 7. Pressure. Passigno, loose football. Castle gets back on top of it. But Tano Passigno leads the attack with Frank Zombo.
Get a punt away.
Garrett Dieter is back. Lets it bounce in front of the 21. Now he's going to scoop it around the 16. Dieter trying to shake his
Preseason, now getting a chance to start the game.
Devine Redding gets the carry and gets maybe a yard. This is starting an NFL game, and there's a little bit of added pressure as Redding shakes his way across the right side to the 25.
He recognized something from the defense, checked out of it, got to a positive play.
And now on 3rd down, complete over the middle to Ross Travis for a first down across the 35. Some big targets with Travis and Escobar at 6'6" out there as well. Redding on the right side. So
it's like learning a whole new language for Patrick Mahomes, and he's done everything he can to get himself prepared. It's paid off in the preseason so far in terms of how he prepares for football games.
3rd and 10, long drop, Mahomes on the run. Flag is down as Mahomes throws a pick. It's intercepted, intended for Travis, and now we check the flag.
Holding, offense, number 68. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is 4th down.
The ruling on the field, incomplete pass, and obviously that's where the challenge flag comes out for the Titans. It's the second point of contact.
So the foot's down, the knee's down, the wrist. It's the case, it should be an interception.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
This is polished, practical joking skills.
And that would be why he said 11%.
Right. Fair catch inside the 20. Also because he's a real good punter.
So just incredible what he has done, his friends have done, the guys around the league, the other owners, celebrities, people around the country.
Leagueway already has 3 tackles for the Chiefs as well. Castle on the slant, that pass caught. The tackle made by Devontae Bosby. Big part of making the roster.
By 3 p.m. Saturday, and you're trying to look through the rosters of not only your team.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 92. That 5-yard penalty result in a first down.
And then Sunday, the announcement of the practice squad. So big moments ahead for a lot of guys out there now. Castle hit as he throws downfield, caught. Inside the Chiefs 40. That's a big hole right up the middle.
It's a tough position to crack.
And Hyperbowl replay brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends, as the Titans. Trying to bounce it outside. Pierre Lewis in pursuit, making the tackle from behind on Fluell and Kevin Pierre. 2nd and 2, just inside the Chiefs 20. On the right side. And there's motion on the line. Chiefs pointing at Tennessee. It will be full start. Backing him into 3rd and 6.
Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty.
Castle takes a deep shot. Incomplete. Goal attempt. Good hold. And the 40-yarder is good. 3 on the board for Tennessee, but all right, we'll see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense for the second drive. Last one ended in an incomplete.
To kind of be quiet and listen and learn, and it seems like that's everything that he's doing, as he's been very complimentary of Alex Smith.
And here's the big cannon down. the 21 as Mahomes airs it out to Robinson.
Field.
A gain of 53. First and 10, swinging to the outside on the screen. That's Jones. Seconds ticking away at the end of the first. This is 2nd and 3. Mahomes play action again, rolling again. Incomplete, off the hands of Garrett Dieter. Stepping up, Mahomes pressure to scamper, first down, slides inside the 10. Setting up 1st and goal for the Chiefs. Mahomes running off the football, recovered by Tennessee.
That's Mahomes, he just sticks it right in. Just never gets secured, it shoots right out the other side.
He stiffened on the last time the Titans had the football, forced a field goal, a 40-yarder.
And, obviously we had tonight's game, and we figured we'd take advantage of this. So the Hunt Family Foundation is as part of what we're going to do. So this is sort of the first step. But we're going to take our 50-50 raffle and see what they need and try to be helpful in those things.
Passanio makes that stop on 2nd down. Well, it's 3rd down here with Castle stepping up over the middle. That pass is incomplete with Bosby there in coverage.
Installed cameras throughout the stadium. Whoa.
Almost got it. And Dieter's going to grab it at the 35. Dieter pushed back. We'll see where the forward progress is stopped.
It's the actual play, so we're really excited about what that would bring to the fan experience.
And you said they're going to throw that, they'll be able to throw that up on the big screens?
Yeah, we're really excited about Locker Room Club. It's another way to bring our fans closer to the game, closer to the players.
Like, wait a second.
A little different.
Yeah, the white wall is gone.
Yeah.
Mahomes on 3rd and 4, incomplete, intended for Dieter. Marshall, and Mark's going to tell us about some of those cool things. And then Barbecue Alley with some pretty incredible barbecue items. That on the goal line. Now there is a flag down.
Number 24, the receiving team. The 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the touchback spot. Tennessee, 1st down. Timeout.
You're talking deep fried, burnt ends, loaded nachos that are all barbecue
away. As the Titans go hard count on 2nd down. This is really just a matter of days away now.
We come back, we host U2 on the 12th. I'll let you call a play here. So
incomplete, 4th down coming. Keep going.
Relatively soon about some of the bigger acts we're bringing here next summer.
That is a heck of a tease.
That is a heck of a tease. We just rattled off Rolling Stones and Kenny Chesney and Taylor Swift and Guns N' Roses and One Direction and on down the line. But you're saying 18 could be the biggest yet.
And a big return here from Chesson inside the 20. One more block inside the 10. Touchdown! 76 yards on the return. J.U. Chason, the rookie from Michigan. His impact is felt.
Well, we talked from the very top of the show that special teams was going to have an important decision, whether it be the conversation BJ had with Brett Veach, talking about special teams, or us talking about what to watch in terms of the depth in the roster and how things are going to be formed to make that final 53. Chesson making a big impact here with the return for the touchdown, but it's the guys on that unit, the other 10 guys.
For a touchdown. Oakwood's hold, Santos' kick is no good.
So that's why Andy Reid wanted to bring him in here to Kansas City. You just look at the success he's had. He's one of the guys that's a special teams coach that has been interviewed for to understand the experience that people are going to have while here at Arrowhead.
That pass is complete.
Got some help on defense with the draft and free agency, so once again they'll be right in the mix for the AFC title.
Rex and Rob Ryan's alma mater.
For the touchdown, so that tells you why he's so versatile and they use him in so many different ways and why he was thought of so highly. Punt.
And the punt return unit produced a touchdown last time. DeMarcus Robinson back there. Good punt. Will be inside the 20, near the 15. And that punt went out of bounds. Play action. Mahomes Lots of time. Everybody covered. So Mahomes. Complete. Robinson holds it in. Inside the 35. Robinson again on the deep ball from Mahomes.
You're going to see Patrick Mahomes, and he has all day. Give credit to the offensive line. He's going to draw back and sit back here and take his time and works over to the side. But watch as he scrambles out of the pocket. Robinson's going to work his way all the way across the field. Mahomes keeps his eyes up the field. He keeps calm. He stays patient.
Holding their head in amazement after that completion. Mahomes steps up. That one's intercepted at the 15. So it's picked off after the spectacular. There is a flag down after the spectacular completion to Robinson.
Interception. Hands to the face. Offense number 62. The 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Oh, penalties decline. They'll take the interception.
Watch Brown. He brings it in. Let's see. He tucks it
Ruling
down.
on the field of an interception is under further review.
Ball moves a little bit.
So
it's gonna be one of those. It stands, but it's not confirmed because you can see the ball move a little bit, but he never loses control.
After reviewing the play, the defensive player lost control of the ball when he first touched the ground. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. We will enforce the illegal use of hands to the face by the offense, number 62. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. It'll be Kansas City's ball, 1st and 20 on the 40-yard line, right hash. Please set the game clock to 7 minutes, 22 seconds, please. 7:22.
So 1st and 20. Trying to set up a screen to Redding. Sniffed down by the Titans, so Mahomes dumps it. Gets another chance on 2nd and 20. Redding out of the backfield. Tackled immediately. That's all.
Breaks a tackle or makes a move and you get it. Great.
Mahomes stepping up. Flings it to the sticks and it's almost picked again. Incomplete. Intended for Jones.
Slide up and take 2 quick little shuffles. Buy some time. Lay it to the sideline earlier. Give yourself that window.
Colquitt hangs it high. Bouncing inside the 10. Acker can't get down there to down it.
This thing right here, though, definitely intrigues me. We're going to come back to it here right after this tackle. But this thing right
and pickles with barbecue sauce on top. I did promise Wave Robinson.
I'm down here starving, working.
Delicious.
You guys up there eating.
Meanwhile, with the football game.
Oh wait, there's a game going on.
White makes a stop. There's not.
Hey, go ahead and take the play-by-play. BJ, call the game right now, would you?
We got to run up the middle, stop for a short gain.
I get cheese on the mic pretty much every time. It's pretty cheesy. And in the football game, 1st and 10, that pass is complete. There is a flag down.
Those guys have their jerseys taped down.
Holding. Offense, number 66. Holding. Defense, number 24. Those penalties offset. We'll replay first down.
It lived up to the hype, that's for sure.
Absolutely. That pass is complete, but a nice open field tackle by Kevin Pierre-Louis as we check in again with BJ.
And discuss what his thoughts are on where the roster is at, and then they're going to start making those decisions and meeting the players. There we go.
Hey, how about showing up again, Aliwe, who has been a huge presence with the Chiefs tonight.
Not only the special teams play both of them have been doing, but getting it done on the defensive side as well.
Mahomes on the roll, throws incomplete. Mahomes complete to Kemp on the outside. Kemp across the 45, tripped up.
And getting involved in offense as well.
Redding takes the handoff on 3rd and 3. Nothing doing there. A lot of professional athletes have to be vagabonds. And he has very much enjoyed bringing up his family here in KC. And an excellent punt down by Jones inside the 5. Dustin. This community has meant to Dustin and his family.
Yeah, both he and his wife are very involved in the community. They give a lot back to the community, as you.
I'm glad that you got to eat as well. Now we'll call some action and let you.
Yeah, we're both looking at each other like
food offerings. 3rd and 2. Kevin Pierre-Louis again at the point of attack. Marcus Robinson is back. Punt is off. Out of bounds near the 35. Complete your yoga pose. That is awfully impressive. Mahomes zips it complete. Kemp across the 45. Another big completion for Mahomes.
Mahomes in this offensive unit to get some practice in.
Mahomes stepping up, room to run again. He slides. It'll be a gain of 8.
He gets down, but with no timeouts, some costly time runs off the clock.
So Mahomes complete. That's Redding on the outside at the 30. Redding still in bounds down at the 27 with 35 seconds showing. Sideline as Mahomes leads the 2-minute drill. There's the spike.
To go up and take a spike, you don't have to just work the boundaries.
So second down. Mahomes to the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! Robinson hauls it in again.
Well, Marcus Robinson is one-on-one on the outside, and all of the help by his second PAT of the preseason.
And that PAT is good.
Those 4 seem pretty secure. Do you keep 5? Do you keep 6? Do you try and put somebody on practice squad? They've got some tough choices to make, but all 3 guys. The completion of the preseason was only 19 yards. Yes, he had some bigger completions that were called back on penalty, and yes, he had some throws down the field, but his
3 longest throws of Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs career have gone to Demarcus Robinson in this half. Bounds with 6. Offensive into the half for Mahomes and the Chiefs. And now the defense trying to put pressure with zeros on the clock. All of that scramble will mean little. Turn for a touchdown for the other Chiefs touchdown in the game. He'll bring it out the back of the end zone. Chase on the cross, the 15 across the 20. Why not? Across the 27-yard line.
Positive, but the thing I saw him continually do that first half is when the defense gave him a different look than what was the advantage of the offense, he checked him out of the play, and that just shows the growth that he's had.
77, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Tyler Braid takes over at quarterback, 1st and 15. Redding on the left side. And chatting with Patrick.
Well, and I agree with Cliff Kingsbury on that one. I think anytime as a rookie you have the ability to sit back and learn. There's not the pressure to tech and coming to this offense.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 57. Hit a defenseless receiver while he was in his route. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
So Bray crosses the 50 in his first drive. Devon Redding across the 40-yard line, shaking his way inside the 35. To near the 26.
See how I got that Hoosier score?
Yes, absolutely. Quick check. Hoosiers still leading the 3rd.
Move that offensive line around. Ja Reed was released, and Irving, it was stated, could be a guy that can bounce from. Well, you know, the big one being Hayden. The corner gets released.
Santos' 48-yarder is easily good. So out on an NFL broadcast, but there you go. Associated with Robbie Robertson and whatnot. Touchback with only 1 cut this year in the preseason. There's a play fake. Good pop for the pass completes. King, the 3rd-year pro out of Oklahoma, out there as well. Ooh. Nearly a big tackle for loss in the backfield by Justin March Lillard.
And you can see both of them in the backfield able to make that tackle.
That Hypermo replay brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends. Forward progress
on there at the end.
It looked like you had a concerted effort to get the ball down the field tonight with several deep passes to Demarcus Robinson. Was that the game plan, or that's just the way things unfolded with the...
Some good schemes there on that drive, but I just can't do that, especially after a big play. You got to sometimes take that possession throw and not try to just add on and add on.
And then I saw you as you were walking to the sideline after what looked like and moving into a more positive play. Just how has the terminology come along and how you think your development has come with what they're trying to do?
Yeah, I think Alex is the perfect person for me to learn from, just because when he came into the league, he had to play really fast, and he knows how to kind of cut some of those things that I don't need to do.
Mistakes, the interceptions that almost work.
Well, and I think another big thing is guys react differently. Very humble about it, very hardworking, and the guys around him in the huddle and in the locker room have noticed it and have a lot of respect for him in just a short amount of time.
Pass is knocked down and incomplete. And it is good. That it was special. So no, that means a lot.
Well, and that's just great recognition for Coach Driscoll and his family. An untimely death, and I know
I played in a couple preseason games when I was with the Bills, so it's a process. But the more and more I'm out there, the more and more I can have a good chance of stopping the play every down. So, but I'm smart, physical, and I'm gonna come out ready to play every game.
Last question: what have you heard about
Class of 2012?
that's impressive, but even more impressive than that, Carter, is the fact that he's been here a couple days and he already referenced the kingdom. It's great to be in the kingdom.
Pass interference. Defense, number 20. The ball will be spotted at the foul. Automatic first down.
Tyler Bray out of the shotgun. That pass is complete. It's Gavin Escobar. Orson Charles in the backfield with Redding, who takes it on the right side.
The last game, week 17 of 98. So, yeah, I can relate.
Redding on the right side. I mean, seriously, how do you stay?
You know, Julie, if I have to be ready. You know, I may only get one chance. I may only get one series, and when I do get it, I've got to be ready. So
Of the longest.
I was like, wait a second, why did you? Redding.
Yeah. Redding's dragged down, first and goal.
Nice job. Hey, we got first and goal.
So
And my hurdling technique. So then I had to hang on to win. That was the.
And Bray, after that pep talk from Trent Green, play action, toss to the back of the end zone, Holden, touchdown! What a grab by Gavin Escobar. Tyler Bray leads a touchdown drive.
Throw it away. See how he double pumped? He's like, well, I'll just flip it back there and put it up high. More likely than not, it's going to be incomplete. What a tremendous concentration. Escobar gets it. It's actually the defender that knocks that ball first, but just the concentration. The ball never touches the ground.
Oh, Cairo Santos with a great snap from James. High kick from Bickett. Fielded at the 5, and we check in again with BJ.
facility for Vices, which is based in Seattle? And one of the things that Wright took away from that trip they had there.
He's graded the Vices as the #1 helmet in terms of collision, and there's several that they recommend that you use, but the Vices being the newest one.
Really made a conscious decision to figure out where to put that and to protect it as best they can.
Well, I can tell you, BJ, the old school helmets.
2017, before that issue
Right.
has been sold in helmets.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh, nice play by White on the outside, tackle for a loss. There is a flag down with the Engineers.
Offside. Defense, number 44. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
A year ago, the NFL made a pledge of $100 million to look into equipment in different ways to make things better, not only for concussion related to the crown of their helmet, sometimes when they go to make a tackle. So in the very near future, you're going to have position-specific helmets that will be made. From inside the body, not just outside the body in terms of turf and helmets and equipment.
DeMarcus Robinson back with zeros on the clock at the end of the third. Robinson shakes across the 10, across the 20. See if he stepped out of bounds. And of Alabama, where he finished his college career. SMU, Bowling Green, then Alabama. Redding takes that handoff. Bobby to Redding again. Cuts it back. Tripped up from behind. Redding looked like he had a seat.
Weren't sure how it was going to shake out, but injuries are a part of football, and unfortunately for Spencer Ware and the Chiefs, he got injured and ball out of the backfield. We've seen throughout the entire preseason, all the running backs have been required to catch the football and be a part of pass protections and run the football hard, and I don't see that changing.
It's not going to be very warm. Maybe we set some aside for you at this point, BJ. End around from the Titans. The Chiefs were ready for it. Zombo. Tackle for loss of 3. Now Rush trying to get pressure. Deep shot, incomplete. White and Terrell there in coverage.
It's an Austin barbecue. I'm glad it was Kansas City barbecue.
Absolutely right. The burn ends in full force. Rush with another tackle. Marcus Rush.
time recently around that picture?
No. No. Yes. My wife pointed out how extremely thick. Second year out of Wisconsin. Gives to Devon Redding. You know, we saw some flash.
A real changeup.
Your fastball was a changeup, and then the changeup was the Bugs Bunny change.
We still win.
For this con.
C.J. Spiller's into the game now as Stabby flings complete to the outside. Big hitter down the sideline. Jones is going to take it. Touchdown. Tevin Jones from 68 yards. And the Chiefs are turning preseason game number 4 into a party at Arrowhead. Winchester's snap. Colquitt's hold. And Santos boots the performance. And as Andy Reid said he wanted, everybody's got a chance to put on a show tonight.
Well, and it's a great opportunity not only for Patrick Mahomes.
Preseason game number 4, so down to the end of the Chiefs roster. But, I mean, the point being to be with you in the regular season, or don't anticipate being with you in the regular season, he still wants to take care of them while they're on.
So try and show as much as you can, not only for the Chiefs, but for other teams around the league, and hope it works out.
Pass is incomplete immediately. That original division that Lamar Hunt put together, the old AFL.
Carr coming back, obviously the Chiefs with Alex Smith, and the fact they've won 11 straight division games. Denver still is explosive on defense, and follow the league. Think the Raiders are going to do well this season, but as you and I just talked about, 11 straight wins in the division for the Chiefs, so you're off. It'll be a big advantage for them. Is really loaded with primetime games, 6, which is the most in the league this year.
Deep shot, incomplete. Larry Scott, the atmosphere that is unique to Arrowhead Stadium and the Kingdom. Pass is knocked away, incomplete. Ricky Alikuro, the rookie out of Utah State, got a hand on it.
Well, Tano Passanio is going to get a in the zone.
Offside. Defense. Number 92. 5-yard penalty. Replay sound.
Some of it's endurance. They want to see where he is and I guess put him through the ringer a little bit.
Deep shot to the goal line. Incomplete.
A lot of thought going on about next week.
Tyler Ferguson chased by Rush. Flushed out of the pocket. So Ferguson flings. It is incomplete. Nearly picked by Hartfield, but it's incomplete on 4th down. Stabby handing off to Devon Redding. Gets a couple on 1st down.
Hey man, I done changed up my smile. I done started smiling like this now, you know. It was amazing, but long. It was long as ever, dog. I broke Cam Newton somebody. I got to do my thing, you know. Who you think was Dak Prescott backup at Mississippi State?
That was you.
Of course. I don't know what you talking about.
All right, how are you feeling? How's the knee? How are you feeling right now?
I feel good, man. Thanks to Rick and their training staff. They're one of the above, man. They get me right, treat me going in and out of treatment, doing the little things they ask out of me. I make sure I do that. And
meanwhile, on the field, that could be a live ball, in which case James Winchester could come up with a remarkable play here in the 4th.
Well, and if they hadn't blown the whistle, he could have gone into the end zone. But
After further review, the ruling on the field stands as called. It'll be Tennessee's ball, 1st down. Kansas City is charged with their first time out of the half.
This interview, there's a lot to cover there. But I believe at the very beginning, Chris
higher, I'm not taking the tools out of his hands. So.
And when Chris said Houston High School, that would be Houston, Mississippi, not Houston, Texas. 3rd and 5, that pass is tipped and incomplete. Pants those are. Garrett Dieter back for this punt return. Grabs it at the 34-yard line. Dieter looking for a block, and he gets a good one as Dieter goes across the 45. Dieter shaking his way across midfield. Sheepdog brings it back across the 50. Garrett Dieter and some...
The interview we had with him earlier, and
accomplished for the Chiefs tonight. A lot of players made plays. A big win, 30-6. You close out the preseason feeling pretty good. How do you feel about the preseason overall, and especially Patrick Mahomes getting his first start tonight?
Well, I thought Patrick Mahomes did an excellent job throughout the entire preseason. Alex Smith had an even better preseason if you consider what he did throughout the entirety. There's only a week away. Cuts got to come down by Saturday at 3. You got to get your roster set, and then kicking things off next Thursday night against the New England Patriots. So this has been a productive preseason, a lot of changes, but looks like they're heading in the right direction. Been a fun preseason. Appreciate it, Carter.
Absolutely. For BJ Kissel, Trent Green, our producer Ryan Galvin, director Andy Goldberg, our